Sheldon's turn from the emotionally intelligent child of Young Sheldon, Season 1 to TBT's socially inept genius started to make sense in Season 6. The Big Bang Theory presented Sheldon as a socially inept genius, but his behavior with people was more endearing than his older self in Young Sheldon. While in Young Sheldon he occasionally made social blunders, it was never as systematic or cruel as in The Big Bang Theory. Young Sheldon Season 6 revealed a storyline that showed Sheldon's selfishness, mirroring his older TBT version, suggesting a potential permanent regression in his character. From its inception, Young Sheldon presented the titular character with quirks and his love for science, but never as the socially inept genius he was in the parent series The Big Bang Theory. Despite long-standing habits present in both series like the bathroom schedule and Sheldon's awe with anything connected to physics and trains, Sheldon's behavior with people was much more endearing in Young Sheldon than his older self in The Big Bang Theory. If Sheldon's social ineptitude presented itself via rude remarks and continuous statements of superiority in The Big Bang Theory, his younger self in Young Sheldon could sometimes be indelicate, but not much more than his siblings. TB's earliest seasons displayed Sheldon's worst impulses, whether those got him fired after he wielded his genius to belittle the new university president or repeatedly made Penny, Leonard, Raj, or Howard feel insulted. His inability to understand sarcasm was an established joke to the point that when the gang employed it, Sheldon tried to guess if it was or not. While similar blunders sometimes appeared even in Young Sheldon, it was never as systematic as in TBBT, and Sheldon was never needlessly cruel. This massive difference had many wonder whether it was a plot hole or it would be explained, but Young Sheldon Season 6 seemingly set up TBT's Sheldon. Young Sheldon often showed a considerate, more emotionally mature Sheldon than his counterpart in The Big Bang Theory, especially in its earliest seasons. However, one storyline in particular in Young Sheldon Season 6 highlighted some differences in the way Sheldon approached the challenge ahead. Indeed, Young Sheldon Season 6, Episode 14, A Launch Party and a Whole Human Being, placed Sheldon as the only one available to help Mandy after she went into labor, putting him in a position where, if he followed his better impulses, he would have greatly helped his nibbling go. While Sheldon's thought to trust Brenda Sparks after seeing how bad the contractions were showed his unexpected readiness for the challenge, his mind always going to his database launch made him more selfishly interested in his achievement than the birth of his niece. His behavior during Cease's birth mirrored that of his older version in TBBT, who attended his nephew's birth but was completely uninterested in the event. His remarks about him and Mandy doing the same thing simultaneously by bringing something new into the world, coupled with his push for his parents to bring him to the database launch, highlighted how, despite the momentous occasion and their parents' fight, he was only thinking about himself. Young Sheldon Seasons 1 and 2 made an effort to showcase Sheldon's surprising social intelligence and understanding of those closest to him, so that even if he needed confirmation, he still picked up on ambiguous exchanges. Young Sheldon Season 1 finale story about Professor Sturgis and Mima possibly pursuing a relationship had Sheldon particularly invested in that outcome, but also able to pick up on their conversation's subtext. Similarly, Young Sheldon Season 2, Episode 3 had Sheldon be the one to help Mary with her crisis of faith, despite his atheism, proving his willingness simply to help his mother and the emotional maturity to know what to tell.